Hi guys, Pierre from Into Fly Fishing, and this is an in-depth review of the Snowbee Diamond 2 9ft 5wt rod. In this review we'll look at the rod's components and features, how well it fishes, and who should consider buying this rod. I must mention beforehand that the friendly people over at Snowbee USA sent me this rod for a test and review. I spent about 3 full days fishing this rod and feel that I have a good understanding of what it's all about, so I can give you some proper feedback. The Diamond 2 is Snowbee's mid-price rod in the $200 to $300 range and is designed specifically with a freshwater angler in mind. In this review we'll focus on the 9ft 5wt version, which is in my opinion a great all-rounder rod. It's winter down here in South Africa, which means it's time for still waters and lakes, so I chose to test the rod with a buddy on a local trout venue. I paired the rod with a standard 5wt reel and a Cortland 444 floating fly line. At the end of the fly line I attached a 12-foot tapered leader from Stroft, and from there I used 2 to 3 feet of 5x Stroft tippet. So let's first look at where this 9ft 5wt shines. I love the way it fishes and I don't feel that it restricted me in any way. It casts a good line at standard fishing distances, it feels quite durable, and it will handle most freshwater fishing scenarios with ease. On the downside, there are some minor details on the rod's build that's not 100% perfect, but these don't impact the rod's performance at all. We'll go through these when we get to that particular component in the rod's build later in the video. Snowbee ships the Diamond 2 in a green corduroy covered tube with a small leather patch with a classic trout fly embossed in it. The rod's length, number of sections and line weight is presented on the cap of the rod tube, but the rod's model isn't. Once again, the same as the Snowbee Prestige GXS, the Diamond 2 comes in a quality rod sock with all the rod's details printed on the side of it. Really nice feature if you're carrying multiple rods in a tube. So let's look at the rod's components in more detail, starting here at the bottom of the butt section. The Diamond 2 has an anodized aluminum uplocking reel seat with 2 locking rings, which really does a great job at securing your reel in place. Inside the aluminum skeleton you'll find an olive bill wood insert which really complements the olive color of the blank whale. The half whale's grip is of reasonable quality, but it's perfect for the price that you're paying for the rod. In the front and at the back of the grip you'll find rubberized cork rings which is added for extra durability. The blank itself is constructed with what Snowbee calls tri-modulus carbon, which in essence is 3 different carbon materials, each with a different modulus. This enables them to use different carbon materials which have characteristics that's best suited for certain parts of the rod. The color of the blank is a dark olive. The finish is the only area where I could detect any imperfections on the Diamond 2. The clear coat applied to the blank is thinner in some parts of the rod, which reveals some of the carbon texture. For those of you that prefer alignment dots on your rods, the Diamond 2 does not have these. The first 2 stripper guides are located on the second section of the rod and have silicon carbide inserts. The rest of the snake guides are quite tall, which means that the line and any knots can travel through them quite easily. The Y gauge on these snake guides are quite thick, which makes them very durable. The Diamond 2 comes with a lifetime warranty to the original owner. If there are any defects in the materials or craftsmanship within the first 12 months, Snowbee will replace it at no charge at all. After this initial period of 12 months, if the rod breaks or fails for any reason, Snowbee will replace the section for you for a flat rate of $40. So out of a fishing perspective, how well does the rod fare? As mentioned earlier in the video, I tested the rod on a couple of trout ponds close to where I live. It's 9 feet in length, which makes it very versatile. It's still long enough to use on lakes and rivers, but it's short enough to use on drift boats. Now I played around with different fly sizes and weights quite a bit, and the rod handled all of them with ease. Now obviously this is also a function of the line used and the leader and the tippet, but I didn't feel that the rod hampered me in any way. I threw large poppers and buggers at bass and was able to generate enough line speed to carry them to my target. The trout we targeted were completely in the opposite spectrum, as they were quite wary because they have seen quite a lot of flies thrown at them. For this reason I had to step down to size 20 nymphs and really slow my cast down. The rod did a great job with this too. The Diamond 2 5wt will handle any standard size freshwater fish you throw at it. The pulling ability is pretty similar to the other 5wts out there, and although I didn't push it to the limit, I'm sure that it won't let you down. So after testing the rod and catching a couple of stockies, what are my final thoughts? Well, on the pro side, I really feel that the rod offers exceptional value and that it won't hold you back in any way. The rod also feels very solid and well built. On the con side, there are some minor imperfections on the clear coat applied to the blank. The rod also seems to run out of steam when you push it over 60 feet. However, this does depend on the specific line you're using, and I didn't test it with a good long distance casting line. The question on this is how much of your fishing really happens at 60 plus feet. So you should consider buying the Diamond² 9ft 5wt. The 5wt Snowbee Diamond² is the perfect rod for the beginner angler who wants to buy once and wants to know that the rod will last them a very long time. The action is perfect for these beginner anglers as it's slow enough for them to learn the timing and the feeling of a casting stroke, but it will allow you to generate more line speed as your casting improves. I hope that you found this review helpful and informative, and if you have any experience with this rod, please let us know what you think and what fish you've caught on it. Please like and subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications, then we can let you know as soon as we release any future reviews. Until next time, cheers.